In this video, we're going to be reinstalling the front splitter, installing the side splitter, so stay tuned. What's happening, legends, and welcome back to the channel. What you guys are hearing behind me is actually our oil furnace. It is extremely cold here inside the shop, so I'm going to leave that on. I apologize about the noise that it is making. Hopefully you guys can hear very clearly, but to the video, as you can see in the description, we are going to be installing a front splitter and the side splitters on my 350Z, which I have right behind me. When I first got the splitter, I actually installed it for a meet, but during installation, I must have been in a rush and I did not install the splitter rods. So on the freeway, it caught a little bit of wind and the front of it did catch and ripped out one of the rib nuts that I have in there. So we're going to be installing this back onto there, adding the splitter rods, and then as you guys can see, the side splitters have no holes in it because I never actually got it installed. So in this video, we're going to be reinstalling the front splitter, installing the side splitter, so stay tuned. I'm going to start with taking off the front bumper, and there is, I believe, 4 or 5 screws right underneath here that comes out. I have my support bracket on the bottom, and then this side actually ripped out, so that sucks. And then the other side, when I was installing this kit, I had made a screw that goes through to hold it in, which does not come stock with the kit. So now I have the lip bolted back on by a couple screws here and one over there just to hold it in place. And when I went to see where I was going to put the splitter rod, this one is a little too short, as you guys can see, and I kind of don't like running it in the front like most people do. So I was thinking what I like to do is run it along this body line right here, but over to the right a little bit. But again, like I said, this was too short, so I ran to the local hardware store. I picked up some aluminum tube and some all thread, and I'm just going to make my own. But the only problem is this is actually a metrics, and they don't sell all thread and metrics at the hardware store that I was at. So this is a 1/4 inch by 20, and this is a metric 6. So simple enough. All I'm gonna do is just tap and die. Once I get the length that I need, then I will cut this, and everything should hopefully come together. Quick update for you guys. I already went ahead and drilled a hole down here. So it's gonna sit right about here, and I think my measurements might be right because it's floating right above where I want it. And I'm hoping that after I drill the hole, it will go and level out. That actually went through so much faster than I thought it was going to. So now, just measure from here to about here. Here's an update on the progress that I have made so far. I have it bolted in here. It's bolted down in there, nice and tight. That's not going to go anywhere. So what I'm going to do is take it all apart, and I'm just going to replicate exactly what I did on that side with the same measurements and everything. I made a good judgment on this one. All right, there we have it. Some of you guys probably noticed that one of the rib nut was missing, and that happened when I had that little accident on the freeway, and it also tore this up. So I replaced that rib nut, and I also have a new rubber trim piece, U-channel, whatever it is you want to call it, to put back on. So I'm gonna throw that on there. I'll rip off this old one, I'll put on the new one, and then we'll reinstall onto the car, so that way I have room to start working on the side splitters. So when you guys are using these ramps, you do got to be careful, because I have driven off of these before. Actually, the last time I was working on the car, it was not running. So we were pushing it up and nobody was really keeping an eye out. And we pushed it right off the ramp, cracking this area on both sides of my fender flares. Before I pull the side skirt off and just start drilling, here is a quick mock-up of what it is going to look like. Next thing we're gonna do is pull the fender flare, whatever, the front body kit off. That way we could get all the screws here, and underneath there is a bunch of 10 mils that I had already got, and in the back it just pops right in. Looks like this side is broken. That's fun. And then there's two clips that goes right there. And once we get that off, everything else should come out. I'm already seeing a whole lot of dirt that is most likely going to be underneath the side skirt. So this kit actually has not been off since I installed it, which was about like a year ago. Let's see how dirty it is underneath here.
God damn. You got it?
I got it.
That's not that bad.
The wide body life. All right, let's get the side skirt off. Starting on the side skirts, I'm thinking I'm probably most likely gonna have to build some L brackets, because from mocking it up, seeing where it sits, if you can see where there's a cutout here and a cutout here, that's where it's supposed to go. But when you have it there, almost nothing comes out, and it's just not a very good look. I want something a little bit more aggressive out to here, so that's what's making me think that I'm probably most likely gonna have to just fab up some L brackets where it will bolt into here, and where the 10 mils that go to secure the side skirt to the body, do something like that. Off camera, I already figured out how to mount it, and I kind of didn't want to film any of that because there was a lot of putting it on, taking it off, trial and error, trying to figure out exactly how to mount it. So basically, I'm going to do a time lapse, show you guys exactly how I mounted it, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing I did with that side, and it is going to be using these Z brackets and notching out this area, so that way the Z brackets sit flush inside there. Alright, now that everything is installed, let me show you guys exactly how these work. So now when you have it bolted to the car, you can adjust how far out or in your side splitters go. And then once this gets bolted into the car, then I'll adjust where I want this, and you just simply tighten it with a 10 mil. Alright guys, so the car is now down on the ground. Both side splitters are on. It's kind of hard to see on that side, so let me jump onto this side. There it is, guys. It's been a long time coming. I'm kind of excited that it's finally on the car. Now, maybe I gotta find a rear diffuser on market page. But I'm very excited for that. Finally got it. Now, like I said, the rear looks a little naked. We gotta figure something out. But real quick, I want to appreciate everybody that has been watching so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.